Shalom, giving all praises to Yahawah, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video. This is from John 16, verse 2. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth the Most High service. They think they're doing the right thing. A perfect example of that was the Apostle Paul. He was killing the Christians. The Israelites had accepted the Messiah, but he repented. But the Most High the Lord made him repent, because he was a chosen vessel. He was one of the elect, even though he was behind our, the Israelites that believed in Yahawashi. He was behind them getting killed. When you read about in Acts, the 7th chapter, Stephen, when he was stoned to death, Paul was right there, and Paul was with it, because the Apostle Paul looked. Remember, Apostle Paul came up as an Israelite, circumcised on the 8th day. He was a Pharisee, so he was not a common Israelite. The rest of the 12, the first of the 12, these were common men. These individuals, Peter, James, John, they didn't come out of great families of the Israelites. And Paul did. Paul came out of Tarsus, and he came out of a good house, a well-to-do house. His father was a Pharisee. He became a Pharisee. His father was able to afford to have a tutor teach him. That's in Galatians chapter 4, verse 1. So the Apostle Paul actually thought that he was doing the right thing with these people that were claiming the Messiah, because he didn't believe that the Messiah came. When the Messiah came to him in a ship and used a beam of light, whatever he used to knock him. It was a ship that came down. It was a ship that came down and knocked his ass off that horse. Knocked the shit out of him. And it said he was blind for 3 days. I'm get into the subject. Bear with me. And now there's accounts of people that have encountered UFOs that they're blind for a couple of days. That's from that light. So he was blind, but his sight came back. So that was temporary blindness from light from the ship. So anyway, so the main title, they shall put you out of the synagogues. We're going to look up the word synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you. The main one is they will put you out of your synagogues. Okay, we're getting back into the infamous Bishop Nathaniel. So let me see. Let me do this. Let me do this here. I'm going to look up the word synagogue. I went to HODC, and I noticed Barak ain't did no videos. Where's Barak? Elder Barak, whatever you want to call him. Oh, and they were the HODC. They were at that wicked council, and they ain't say shit. That's why they're weak today. That's the weakest camp out there, the One Westers. And you got a lot of guys, former One Westers, that when YouTube came on the scene, y'all guys were on had 1,001 videos. Where y'all at? You turn your back on the plow, man. This is the time when you're supposed to be on fire. I want to look up the word synagogue. It's from the Greek synagogues. I'm sorry, let me let you hear it.
Strong's G 656. Apasunagogos. Apasunagogos.
Naguguas. Tongue twister right there for me. Oh, beautiful. Excluded from sacred assemblies of Israelites. Excommunicated. So we were excommunicated for teaching the truth. Scriptures speak about for righteousness' sake. If we're persecuted for righteousness' sake, we were persecuted for righteousness' sake. Be put out of the temple or assembly, put out of the synagogue or temple or place of gathering, excluded from sacred assemblies of Israelites, excommunicated. Now, during that time of the house of David, they used King Mashar to grab a certain amount of brothers and sisters to come follow them. Had they left on their own, that motley crew led by, well, I'll say led by Bishop Nay, he was one of the leaders. There were others that you don't know their names anyway, so, but they no longer teach. Whether they have a website or whether they do a little bit, here and there, they're not prophets. Prophets is going to be out there. It said Isaiah 30, one of my favorite precepts. You shall see your teachers. Jeremiah 3 verse 15. I will set up teachers that will feed you. And not so many words. I mean, those are just on those two precepts, Isaiah 30 and 20. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to them in a minute. But anyway, let me come over here. So this is a video that I was just watching some of it. It was already almost at the end, and I pulled it back to the beginning. If this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. So this is a video that I did, which Apostle Ramlab is lambacking on, doing a response to it. And you can hear he was sounding pissed off the shit that they were doing. Matter of fact, let me let you hear a little bit of it, if you don't mind. And then I even got the Cambridge Bible for schools and colleges, and I'm going to let you, and they get down. Okay, let me start right here. I'm at, I can hardly see it with the 1836 or whatever. So I'm going to let you hear. Let me mute it.
And it was absurd because no matter what, it's like when Yahawashi spoke about, how the children in the market wouldn't listen, they wouldn't dance and they wouldn't mourn, so to speak, and they said John came neither eating nor drinking. They said, he had the devil, the son of man came eating and drinking, and they said, behold, a man gluttonous and a winebibber. So you could never please these demons out here. Especially demons that are found their way into the truth. But the word for free course here is the word trek. Truth just opened up, and it's like he was speaking specifically to the disciples at the time at this point, but this also applies to us today also, and to the other men that suffered for Yahawashi's name's sake, as Yahawashi said they would, or we would. It says, they shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth the Most High service. And
Please forgive me. Come back over here. Okay, you missed a lot of it because my mute was on. I didn't realize it. I did not realize it. So I said a lot. I said a whole lot. But bottom line is, these guys are reservoir dogs. So I said, let me look up the word reservoir dogs. Reservoir dogs meaning anyway, someone that snitches to the cops. Meaning there's no honor among thieves. So these guys were a bunch of thieves, man. Anyway, please forgive me. I had this thing on mute for about a number of minutes. So forgive me on that. Let me get back to this. Matter of fact, let me do it this way. You're going to hear an echo.
One individual, I believe it was Taza Joke. We called him Taza Joke. He said, he jumped up and said, if this, I believe it was him. He said, if this was the ancient world, you would be put to death. To death. And the pastor said, man, go sit down somewhere, man. You know, so if they had...
Yeah, that's Zombie Bomb. That's the guy that had the hand-medic kid. The kid would cry, wah, wah. I said, man, your wife then stepped out on you. And he was a demon. He was a real demon, man. You know how many times I want to beat his ass. He was black as tar. Benjamite. Demonic nigga. Many years later, we was at the camp 34th and 7, and he fell out and he saw us, and somebody said, there goes Tyler Doc, whatever his name was, and he ran down the street. And the Most High gonna kill him if he's not dead already. Fucking bunch of demons, man.
Had the power, they probably would have tried to kill us at that time. You know? But nevertheless, this is the walk. This is a part of the job description of being a prophet. You know? So next scripture, 2 Thessalonians 3:1. Finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord, Yahawah may have free course.
Beautiful, free course. Because we kept speaking, these guys got broke up, they went back into the world, and Bishop Nate was all by himself. And he was trying to get back in, but for a couple of years, I don't know if it was a year and a half, 2 years, this is when he called me. He had to start from ground zero. And then you had a lot of guys from Connecticut that we kicked out because we kicked out all the women. We said no more women in the school. So brothers was like, yeah, we with that. And these brothers, no, you got to have sisters in the school. I said, man, basically, y'all just could go your own way. And they went their own way. And they tried to set up their own thing. It fell apart. So they ran to Bishop Nate. They were with him for a while. Then they all fell off. And whatever they're doing, they're all back in the world. We still see some of them guys. Hey, we cool with them. Hey, what's up? What's going on? And they were trying to really get back in with us, but the Spirit locked them out. You know? So we know all them guys, they still around. But they're not getting down. They're not doing the work. But anyway, I want to give you another story before I go move on. And this brought it to my mind watching this video right here. Apostle Ramlab. There was a point where we didn't give a shit about them niggas. We said we just going to come teach our class. Because myself and Apostle Kabar, we had Monday night, and we would teach Monday night, and then you wouldn't see us for the whole week. We wouldn't come around, maybe once in a while, but there was a point where we didn't even come around. We didn't even want to be around them guys, and we were working a lot too. We were doing a lot of hours, man. Sometimes we was out there 2, 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning working, getting up 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. We'd be on the road 1 in the morning. Hey, there's one delivery we did with this DJ, Tommy Boy Records, is an Ephraimite. He did a gig, so we picked up his equipment, dropped him off at a club. Then we were supposed to pick him up at like 1 in the morning. And we were cool with the dude. He was cool with us. He was giving us free shit. He was giving us free CDs and all kind of shit, all kind of souvenirs. And we even, after the job, we even dropped him off in the Bronx. We said, "Where you live, bro? We're gonna drop you off," which we didn't have to. We wasn't getting paid for that. But anyway, when we dropped him off, we taught a class. We drove up to the school, taught a class. We kind of chilled out, and then we went and picked the dude up. I remember that. So we were pretty much in the truth all around the. And we told him that he's an Israelite. On top of that, man. And that dude was cool. He said, "Nah, man, take what you want, hats, you want jackets, take whatever you want. Take whatever you want, man. I'm the boss. You could take as many CDs as you want." Yeah, cool as hell, cool as Ephraimite. And tell me that the Puerto Ricans are not Israelites. But anyway, there was a point where we would teach and we wouldn't be around them guys. I mean, if you run into them, you salute them, but we tried our best not to be around them guys. We were so tired of the bullshit, the wickedness sending spies to the school and all that. And Bishop Nate was a part of it. And I remember when we had certain high holy days, except for the Passover, we went to the Passover, but the other high holy days we would keep on our own. We would keep it up in Connecticut or whatever. And I remember them guys calling a meeting saying, "So you guys don't come around on high holy days." No, we keep the high. Yeah, but you don't keep it with us. See, that's not brotherhood. Brotherhood, we got to all come together and giving that brotherhood spill. So we were like, Apostle Paul said, "Why not take wrong?" I believe that's 1 Corinthians chapter 6. So we said, "You're right, brother. No, you're right. We're wrong, brother. Please forgive us. We're gonna make it to all the Passover and brotherhood." So we do that brotherhood thing. I forget which high holy day it was. It wasn't Passover, but they had rented this hall. So we came there and they had all the seats, everybody sitting in seats. And we were like, "Where's our seats?" And they're looking around like, "What seats?" So that was demonic as well. But we got seats, but they didn't have seats. And they're looking at us. And I'm like, I said, in my mind, I said, "See, we trying to, you bring up the brotherhood thing. First you my brother, now you're not my brother." I had to say that. You bring up the brothers, you guys are not being brotherhood. But these guys were in the spirit of the wicked scribes and Pharisees. So we went down there just to say, "Okay, no, I'll take low. Oh, no problem. You're right, brothers." Well, they showed that was wicked, that was wicked. That was prime wickedness, man. And Bishop Nathaniel was behind there in a part of that wickedness. Because he should have stood up. And then, like I said, there was a time where when we first had the class, the first student that we had was the Mighty Mouse, Danger Mouse. You remember the guy from England, the short guy with the white garment? He was teaching in England. If y'all go that far back, he was our first. He was a cousin to I forget these three guys, these three brothers, which they were demons. I mean, they were cool, but they turned out to be demons. Benjaminites, but there was the Danger Mouse. That's how I remember him. He was our first student, and then we got little students here and there on Mondays, and these guys used to snap on us. And then all those classes were small classes. So they used to say, see, you guys don't got nobody following y'all, coming to your classes. And I said, well, I don't care if it's one person, we're going to be there to teach, right? And then that thing turned, I don't know, a year, 6 months in. It was so many people in that Monday night class that all the seats were taken. So people were standing up in the back. We were showing videos on the Illuminati, different stop it, going into the scriptures, filtering it through the scriptures. So they got jealous because the reports came back, these guys, the class is so big. The class is so big that you gotta get there early to get a seat. So you had Rahab, that demon, he was there. And I bet you Rahab, y'all don't even know him. He was one of the 11 guys who went to the Dominican Republic, getting it in with them pros. And Bishop Nathaniel was there, and the California Raisin, which was a spy, to find out how he was teaching. That's what when the Cornelius thing came out. So it was a big mess. It was a big mess. And then at that council, I said, let's cast a lot to see if Cornelius, the Most High going to show us if Cornelius, let's cast a lot. And Bishop Nate jumped up and said, no, you can't. That's wicked, Tahar. I said, no, you can't. You can't. And I said, why? He said, because that's wicked. Well, there's scriptures where it says they cast a lot to replace Matthias. Judas was, taken out of his slot, and Matthias was placed in there. How did that happen? They were casting a lot. So how can that be wicked? How can that be wicked? So anyway, let me give you this precept. John 16 verse 2, which I didn't know. They shall put you out of there. Now that word there from the Greek means sacred assemblies for Israelites. They should put you out of their synagogues. And remember, they did that to Marshall. Oh, you can't come to the council meeting, Mo. And certain bills King Marshall had to pay for, he had to go before them and beg them, man. And I got mad at Mo for giving him that position. So all them guys and by the way, it was the whole thing broke up, as I said before in the last video. The whole thing broke up, and the only one left standing was Bishop Nate, and he had to start from scratch. But the thing that you got now, the foundation is based upon wickedness and greed. And when you set up the first YouTube page in 2006, you would have a 10-minute video. Then people would say, well, where's the rest of the video? Then you have a website. You go to the website, you can buy this breakdown, you can buy that breakdown. You want a name, it's going to cost you. Well, they didn't teach that. They weren't that bad. There's certain guys that'll teach you. You want a Hebrew name, it's going to cost you X amount of money, which is wickedness. Somebody is an Israelite asked me for a name. I'm going to give them. I said, what's your slave name? Okay, I'll find out what it is in the Hebrew. That's your name. Or your character is this. I'm going to give you a Hebrew based upon that. But it's a fact that Bishop Nathaniel, everything that he did had a $sign on it. You want to learn Revelation 18, it's going to cost you $50. You want to learn Daniel 7, it's going to cost you $120. That's a hard one. Selling garments, fringes. He was selling everything that was not nailed down. Now, you know what it says in Matthew's. Matter of fact, I'm going to get it. HODC, as soon as they came on YouTube, they were trying to sell mugs, T-shirts, all kind of shit. I'm sorry, it's Matthew 6. Matthew 6 and 24. 23. But if you can read up a couple more verses. Matter of fact, for where your treasure is, there will your heart or mind be also. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? How wicked are you? How deep does your wickedness go? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. We're going to look up the word Mammon for those of you that don't know what it means. Now, he doesn't serve the Most High because he doesn't even call on the name of the Most High. He has to break his neck to say it. Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi. No honor for the Most High. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon. Mammonas. You got a word lucre. Mammon, treasure, riches, where it is personified and opposed to the Most High. Why did Comfy do what he, Tazadaka do what he did? Because of money. He loved money over the Most High. And he was slowly changing his doctrine to a Roman Catholic doctrine. And you people don't see it because you're simple. You're simple-minded. Okay, so now you know what I'm going to do? Let me go to... they gave me a lot of good precepts. Cambridge Bible for Schools and Colleges. And I'll close. It said, out of thy synagogues, which is thy sacred assembly for Israelites. That's what it means. Or out of the synagogue, i.e. excommunicate. That's what they did to us. Excommunicate. So here's some precepts. John 9:22. These words spoke his parents because they feared the Jews, for the Jews had agreed already that if any man did confess that he was the Messiah, Hamashiach, he should be put out of the synagogue or secret gatherings of Israelites. So that's what they did to us. John 12, verse 42. Neither among the chief rulers also many believed on him. It said, nevertheless, among the chief rulers also, many believed on him. So you had Israelites in high up positions that believed in Yahawashi. But because of the Pharisees, the wicked Pharisees, they did not confess him. That's why the scriptures say, if you don't confess me in this world, I will not confess you before the Father. Lest they should be put out of the secret gatherings of the Israelites. Let's see what John 16:25 says. These things have I spoken to you in Proverbs, but the time comes. I can hardly read these letters, are so small. When I shall no more speak to you in Proverbs, but I shall show you plainly of the Father. So when you go to the prophecies, The prophets didn't understand none of these the prophecies that they wrote down, that they witnessed and recorded, but we know it. So everything was given to them in what is it? Proverbs, you know, hidden meanings and so forth. But we know it now. We see everything. I open up Revelation 17, boom, it means this, that, and the third. 18, it means this, the downfall of Babylon the Great, the USA. Isaiah 13. Isaiah didn't know what Isaiah 13 was all about. He saw it. He saw the vision. He wrote it down. So he didn't understand what was going on. Daniel got sick. Some of them got sick when they saw it. When they saw that, well, they saw the Babylon get utterly destroyed by fire. So he got sick. And it was more than a movie. It was more of a we call it a hologram, if I'm saying the word right, where it's like surrounding you. You heard all the sounds. So like 3D. So they got all those prophecies, but they didn't understand what they meant. We understand what they mean, fully understand what they mean. And then when you go back to Apostle Ramla, he said that when we got so-called kicked out, the Spirit really opened us to a lot of things. You know, that's when we went into, we broke down Daniel chapter 11, which nobody broke. Ariah, none of the seven could break that down. They never touched that. They might have hit a verse or two, but they didn't understand it. That's why Bishop Nate doesn't go through Daniel 11. He'll touch on it. He doesn't understand the breakdown. What else? Second Ezra, chapter 11 and chapter 12. Just to name three of them. Oh, the Cornelius thing, which now everybody pretty much sees it. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.